Sober Girls Yoga by the Mindful Life Practice.
All right, so for our practice today, we're going to start in a seated position. And if you want to be seated on like a yoga cushion or just flat on your mat, that works. And you can lengthen up through the spine and just soften the shoulders. And as you tune into your breath, I want to invite you to just scan what is happening with your body right now. So are there parts of your body that are particularly tense? Are there any parts of your body that feel tight? Any parts of your body that feel sore? You breathe softness. Into any of the places that feel tight. I was spending time with my niece today, who is a month old. And something I noticed about babies, which you might notice about children, is that they tend to breathe really shallowly and really quickly and really high up into the chest. And in yoga, this is called lateral breathing. The breathing that we want to practice is called horizontal breathing. And the reason why we want to practice horizontal breathing is because it's going to send your breath lower and outwards, which when you breathe into your belly, it's going to help you get grounded and calm anxiety. So let's place our palms on our belly and just see if you can breathe into that part of the body. It's okay if you do have a lift in your chest, that's normal, but you just don't want all the breath to be up in the chest. Take a few more rounds of breath, and as we're breathing deeply, maybe set an intention for your practice. What do you want to get out of today? What are you here for? Just take one more breath. And then we're going to release our palms and then drop the right earlobe down towards the right shoulder and just take your right palm on the side of the skull, stretch through the side of the neck. So amazing to have so many people here in this class. It's funny because, you know, when I started this community, I was in Abu Dhabi And now I'm in Bali. And for some reason, we've just gotten so much momentum in North America. Like, we have lots of North American podcast listeners. 60% of people that listen to my podcast are in the States, which is really interesting because I'm not from the States and I've not really spent much time there. But there's this part of me that keeps thinking, even though I've been in Asia for so long, I'm like, this would really be like a better time zone for me to be in to connect with people. Take one more breath. And then just lift the head all the way up. And then drop the left earlobe down towards the left shoulder. Take the left palm on the side of the skull, just stretch through the neck. And as I was saying that the other night, someone in my class, I forgot who, was saying, well, it's a pretty good problem to have. Like, where's the best place in the world to reach the most people? Time zones. And would I really think that, 2.5 years ago, I would think that I would be having this problem? Probably not. Good. Let's take one more breath where we are. And then lift the head all the way up now. And then you can just drop your chin to your chest and do a few half circles. And then eventually just bring the head all the way back up. Take hold of your yoga block or your hard-edged book. And I'm just going to come close so you can see what I'm doing. So I'm going to take my book now and place it at the edge of the side of my head, which is the occipital ridge. So just like where the skull meets the neck. And then basically what you're going to do is come all the way down onto your mat and rest your head on the block. And I have mine on a bit of an angle here. And I'm basically just rocking back and forth until I find this sweet spot that is massaging my vagus nerve. So our vagus nerve is connected to stress. And when we have high stress or we have low mood, it's actually connected to having low vagal tone. And so there's different things that we can do to increase our vagal tone. And one of those things is actually massaging the vagus nerve. We can also sing, we can also do breath work. Good, so let's just do 3 more. Good, 2 more. And then a last one. And then you can just lift your head up off the block. Lower the block down. You can rest the palms face up and just take some deep breaths. And for the next shape that we're going to move into, we're actually going to come into a standing waterfall pose. So I'm going to invite you to just come all the way up. And what you're going to do is come to stand on both feet. And there's a few different things you can do here. So option 1, you might just hang your body heavy, just like this. And option 2, you might take your blocks and point them face up and then press your bolster on top of the block, so just lower down. So when I was flying into Toronto yesterday, one of my friends that I met in the early days of sobriety, she sent me a message and she said, "Wow, how much your life has changed since you were last in Canada." And I was reflecting a lot on this. So when I was last in Canada, it was December of 2019. And I had tried so hard to get the mindful life practice going. And after working on it for like 7 months, I had like 2 clients and had made like $200. And I just remember here, I filmed a YouTube yoga class from this very room. And I probably had about like 5 viewers of the class. And to think that we've gotten to this point where we have so many members of our community and we have so many people joining for classes. It's pretty amazing. And it just shows that we're so much more capable than we think we are. We can achieve anything that we set our minds to, but we have to be serious about it. We have to be dedicated to it. We have to do whatever it takes to make it happen. Good. Let's just hang out there for a couple more breaths. Good. And then just gently roll all the way up to stand. Bring your head to balance last on both shoulders. Good. And take a few deep breaths in and out. Just letting the whole body realign. And now you're going to grab hold of your yoga block if you want it for the next thing. And what we're going to do is just take a step forward with the right foot and take a step back with the left foot. And lift all the way up. So this is your dragon pose. And if you have sensitive knees, you might place a cushion underneath your kneecap. You can just interlace the palms and then lift up through the heart. I think it would be really nice to have my mom in here doing yoga beside me, but it's a bit too small. We might fit lengthways. Oh yeah, I forgot to say what to do with the block. So if you want to take this a little deeper, can you tell that I'm like jet lagged? Okay, if you want to take this a bit deeper, you might take the block and place it underneath your right foot and then step the foot on the block. So it's just going to add a little level. You can see how that goes. So this time would be 7 a.m. Bali time. So I've just been awake all day when I would be asleep. So I'm feeling a little bit all over the place. And let your gaze settle forward. Take some deep breaths in and out. Good. Let's just do one more breath in. Good. One more breath out. Nice work, team. And then we're going to come all the way forward and just step off the block. And now take the palms to the inside of the right foot. Okay, so this is option 1. You stay right here. And then option 2, if you want to take it a little deeper, I'm going to tuck my left toes, lift my left knee up, and then just place the block underneath the shin. And that's just going to add to the depth of this. And then you might take the elbows forward. So a pretty deep hip opening stretch. So something that I have been reflecting on, and I have to share with all of you, is that I was saying the other day that I felt like I needed to step away from a bit of mindful life practice stuff because I was so tired. But the funny thing is like, this stuff energizes me. This stuff fills me up. Like when I show up to a yoga class and it's full of people, like full of all of you, that excites me, that makes me happy. And I feel so good about myself when I'm connecting with all of you and when I'm moving through my practice. And right now I'm releasing tension from my hips, which is where we store so much of our trauma and so much of our stress. So I think sometimes there's this tendency for us to pull away, right? Pull away when things get hard. Pull away and go to the drink as a coping mechanism, or eating junk food, or withdrawing, or watching Netflix, right? Whatever it might be. Let's take one more breath. Good. And then just come all the way up onto the palms. Amazing. And now we're just going to step our right foot back. And then land onto the knee. And you can take the knees a bit wide and touch the toes. And then just sit the hips back on the heels. So this is your child's pose, your Balasana. Good. And just rest your forehead. And I want to invite you to just check in and see if anything has shifted in your practice. Good. And then we're going to move through the opposite side. So just come all the way up. Amazing. And take a big step forward with your left foot. And then you might step the foot onto a block, or maybe it's just flat on the mat. And then you can interlace the palms and lift the body up. So there's 3 components or elements of yin yoga. And the first is to find your edge. The next is to stay a while. And the last one is to commit to stillness. Good, let's hang out there for a few more breaths. Good, and then we're going to come forward. You can step your foot off of the block and then slide your block back if you want and place it underneath the shin. Good, and then come forward onto the elbows. This is our hip opener. Good, let's hang out there for like maybe 10 more breaths. Good, take one more inhale. One more exhale. And then we're going to come all the way up. You can slide off of that block. Slide the block to the side. And then just come all the way forward. Resting in your child's pose. Good. Take one more round of breath where you are. And then come all the way up to seated. You can just sit on your bottom. And then what we're going to do is take our soles of feet together, let our knees come wide, and then just open up, lengthen through the spine. And then you can start to curl forward. And if you do want to take it a little deeper, I'm going to place the block between my feet. So it's just going to add like a little bit of a width, and then start to come forward. So I was reading some Gabby Bernstein stuff today. And I was thinking a lot how our energy can really impact what we're drawing into our lives. And so if we're feeling like we're in a low energetic state, we might see things with more negativity, or we might draw in more negativity. We're seeing things in a more positive state, we might bring in more positivity. So what things can you do each day to increase your positivity, your joy? Increase your energetic vibrations so that you can call into your life less stress and more peace, more contentment. Let's take one more breath. And then just lift our bodies all the way up. Amazing. And you can just slide the block to the side and draw the knees in, give the body a sweet little hug. And then I'm going to invite you to slowly come towards a wall. If you have a wall, I'll show you what you can do if you don't have a wall. So if you don't have a wall, you can just lift your legs up. That works. Or even put your legs on some furniture. But if you do have a wall, we're going to scoot our hips to the side. And then lengthen our legs up. Lay the palms face up. Let the blood flow to the brain. And then just rest your body into stillness. Oh my God, it's already class is almost over. I was going to do a meditation for us. I don't think I'm going to have time to lead us into a meditation. So you might stay here if you're comfortable, or for the last 2 or so minutes, if you want to stretch out into a shavasana, go ahead. Just choosing one final pose. That you can rest in. With the knowledge that I'm going to bring you back when the time is up. I wanna be free, so free, like a feather blowing through the breeze, like a bird in a tree, like a dolphin in the sea. I wanna fly high, so high, like an eagle in the sky. And when my time has come, I will let it all go with a sigh. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Pachamama, coming home to the place where I belong. Just give your fingers and your toes a little wake up wiggle. Nice long stretch, fingers all the way through toes. You can curl your knees up into your chest, give the body a sweet little hug. And then eventually just come up to meet me and seated with the palms at the heart center. So let's close this practice together with an intention. And it's an ancient intention. It is the original intention of yoga. And it's been passed from heart to heart through thousands of years. And it's that our practice remain steady and our efforts remain continuous, and that our yoga helps and heals and it serves and it benefits all beings everywhere. May all beings be safe. May they be happy. May they be healthy. May they be free. May the thoughts and the actions of each of our lives contribute towards this. So let's finish with an Om sound, and we're going to breathe in and breathe out and breathe in to make the Om. So take a big breath in and then a big breath out and then a big breath in. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you for being here. It really, really means a lot. And it was so nice to see so many faces. So thank you so much. The light in me, it sees and it honors the light in you. Thank you. Thank you.